Salut again, my friends. So I think the worksheet must be easy for those who understood everything and watched the video, the lecture video. In the lesson, we were talking about the basic unit of all living things, which is the cell. Let's start solving the question. Question 1, we have to complete the sentences with the convenient words. A green plant is made of an endless number of small what? What is a plant made? What do we call the building blocks of living things, such a green plant? Cell of small cells separated one from the other by a thick membrane called, we're talking here about plant cells. All plant cells are covered with a cell wall. That's right. It's a thick membrane called a cell wall. Small structures inside a cell that perform different functions. What do we call the small machines that have different jobs inside a cell? We call them, yes, organelles. That's right. We call them organelles. Organelles like mitochondria, like chloroplasts. The drawing in question number 2 shows a plant cell with its different parts. Let's try together to annotate the diagram of this cell. I will start with the outer layer of membrane that covers this cell. What do we call the membrane, the thick membrane that covers the plant cell? This is the cell wall. That's right. This is the cell wall. Since plant cells have a thick, rigid outer membrane. What do we call the inner membrane of a plant cell? Cell membrane. Both animals and plant cells have a cell membrane that surrounds the cytoplasm. Let's see, where is the cytoplasm? It's the inside of the cell. Here is it. So the cytoplasm is mostly water. Inside it holds the organelles in it. This is the eye or the brain of the cell, and it is called nucleus. The nucleus is the cell's control center. Let's see. What are these small machines that help making ATP energy for the cell? What do we call them? Mitochondria. Perfect. And since it's a plant cell, so it should have chloroplasts. Inside the chloroplasts, we have discs of chlorophyll. The job of the chlorophyll is to give the plant their green color and to catch the sunlight energy needed for the food making process, which is photosynthesis. So these are the chloroplasts with the discs of chlorophyll inside. What does this cell contain? Does it contain plastids, rich in starch, or chlorophyll? What do you think? Does it have these organelles with the starch inside or chlorophyll inside? What did we call them up? We call them chloroplasts. Chloroplasts hold the chlorophyll in them And this chlorophyll gives the plant its green color. So we should cross the word starch. I'm gonna cross it this way. I'm gonna hide it this way. So this cell contains plastids rich in chlorophyll. So these plastids or organelles, what are they called? Are they called amyloplasts or chloroplasts since they contain chlorophyll? We call them chloroplasts. Amyloplasts are something else. Let's see now. According to our answers, we have to determine. That means that we have to answer and then justify our answer. Does the diagram represent the cell of a green leaf or a banana pulp? Let's think of the color of the green leaf, but also of the color of the banana pulp. The green leaf is green, so it has lots of chlorophyll in it. These chlorophylls are inside plastids called chloroplasts, and these chloroplasts give the plant or the leaf the green color. While the banana pulp is yellow, it does not have chlorophyll in it. So, what do you think? Is this the cell of a green leaf or a banana pulp? A green leaf for sure, since it's green. So, I will say the diagram represents or shows the cell of a green leaf, since it contains the chloroplasts that hold the chlorophyll, which is the pigment or the substance that gives the leaf its green color. That's why this is a cell, or this is the drawing of a cell of a green leaf that have a green color. Let's now fill in the Venn diagram comparing a leaf cell, which is a plant cell, to the human cheek cell. As you know, people and animals are considered as animals. So we have animal cells while plants have plant cells. So what are the similarities and the differences between a plant cell and a human cell? Let's start first by writing the similarities. Both have a cell membrane, nucleus, what else? Cytoplasm, vacuoles, mitochondria, so both the plant cell and the animal cell, the human cheek cell, have a cell membrane. They have a nucleus inside, a cytoplasm, vacuoles, and mitochondria. Now, let's start comparing them. The leaf cell, since it's a plant cell, it has a cell wall, while the human cheek cell has no cell wall. What else? The leaf cell holds chloroplasts inside, right? But this side, no chloroplasts. We do not need chloroplasts in our bodies. Is there anything else? No, enough. You can also say that the leaf cell and the human sheep cell have different functions, different shapes, different sizes. Now, in question number 4, we're going to talk about a special microorganism, which is the paramecium. Let me read that text, then we will answer the questions together. The paramecium is a small animal that lives in the water of ponds. It is extremely sensitive to light, so it can make a sudden backward move and modify the direction of its movement looking for a dark spot. It hates light. How can we explain the excessive mobility of this animal other than by the fast undulation of the cilia that cover the surface of its membrane? How can we explain its mobility other than by the movement of its cilia? If take a look on the drawing on the diagram of the paramecium, and you can clearly observe or see the cilia covering the surface of its membrane. It is also by the undulation of the cilia that food is pushed into the funnel-shaped mouth or the oral groove of the paramecium. This animal digests its food by making in its cytoplasm vacuoles that are specialized in digestion. Do you know that the paramecium breathes without a respiratory organ? This is a strange animal that is able to make all functions of its organism with a unique cell. This is a microorganism, one cell, unicellular organism. Refer to the text to answer the questions. The paramecium cell membrane is covered with cilia. List 2 functions of these cilia. What do these cilia do? Let's see. Let's look in the text. Okay. This is 1. This is 2. The movement of the cilia help the paramecium move quickly. So like you saw, when there's light, it can make a sudden backward move. It can move its cilia, and it's very mobile. It can change its direction, and it moves quickly and looks for a dark spot. Second function is that the undulations or the movement of the cilia push the food into the oral groove of the paramecium. So 1, so the cilia help the paramecium move quickly. You can add the sentence written in the text. Extremely sensitive to light. It can make a sudden movement and move fast to a dark place. Second, the cilia push the food in the oral groove of the paramecium. The paramecium is an independent animal. It is an independent organism. Justify. How can you tell this? Is it an organism, a normal organism like you and me that can live with one cell? Yes, it can, for sure. This animal is an unicellular organism that can live, move, eat, and digest food, breathe with just one single cell. So again, Paramecium is a unicellular organism. It is a microorganism with one cell, and it has everything in its cell to move, to digest food, to breathe. That's it. It is an independent animal, independent organism. Fifth and last question. You use a spatula to spread the pulp of a tomato on a slide, then you cover it with a cover glass. You observe the preparation through a microscope. So what you need to do now to see the tomato cells, you notice that the tomato pulp is made of round cells. Each of these cells contains in its cytoplasm a nucleus, a vacuole, and a quantity of red-colored plastids. Draw in the box a tomato cell and label it. I will try my best to make a good drawing. Let's start first by drawing the cell. Since they said that they are wet, so they are round, we will draw a round cell. Inside this cell, we have a nucleus. This is the nucleus. Okay, let me add some details. This is the nucleus. The tomato cell is a plant cell, so don't forget to add the cell wall of the tomato cell. We need to add a cell wall to this cell. I will make this red so you can differentiate the cell membrane and the cell wall. This is the cell wall. Okay. Inside this cell, we have a nucleus, we did it, a vacuole. Let's draw a vacuole inside. This is a vacuole that helps the plant store food in it. And we have red colored plastids. So tomatoes aren't green, so they don't have normal chloroplast that we talked about. They have plastids, red plastids. They do not contain chloroplast or chlorophyll in them, but just red plastids. So let me make red colored plastics. If you want, you can add some mitochondria, you can add more vacuoles also. Till now we finished, and bye bye.